but we're actually looking at even more active weather. Take a look at the jet stream, huge dip out to the west. And we've got 2 storm chances this week. So storm number 1 is going to ride along the jet, develop much like the one did last week, a low pressure system that pulls some moisture out of the Gulf. And as that starts to happen, the warm side of this taps into that moisture, brings us heavy rain. In fact, parts of the lower Mississippi Valley and the Tennessee River Valley could give several inches, maybe even 3 to 5 inches of rainfall expected. Some pockets of extreme flooding could be possible right through the Tennessee River Valley. And again, that would be Monday. So we're taking that storm out of Texas into the southeast. Storm number 2 will start in the southwest on Wednesday and bring rain to parts of SoCal and the Four Corners. Then that storm makes its way across the Central Plains, bringing snow, sleet, freezing rain, heavy snow possible on the north side of this. So we've got more icing concerns again. The severe storm threat from the Storm Prediction Center. And as we put these pieces together, the tracks will give us more and more confidence. But from storm number 1, look at that. Areas in orange possible to see severe weather. And then on Monday afternoon, that area in red likely from Texarkana down to Shreveport and then extending north from Little Rock, reaching almost into Lexington and Paducah. So the future track again gives us Monday afternoon after 5 o'clock. These storms coming out of the Gulf Coast states, coming out of parts of East Texas, making their way over Arkansas into Tennessee, also Kentucky, southern Indiana, and eventually into Columbus, Ohio, before that storm system starts to push a little bit further to the east. And on Tuesday, we'll still be in the possible risk zone of severe weather. So February, the active weather pattern rolls on. Can't go without emphasizing here the flash flood potential from some of these storms right through Wednesday morning. We're going to have heavy downpours through a couple rounds of storms, and the water is definitely going to be very vulnerable. So typical flash flood prone areas, be on the lookout. Snow potential also impressive for the upper Midwest Monday through Wednesday morning. Minneapolis is looking at a real potent storm. It gets started Sunday night and rolls right through Tuesday, and we could see potentially a foot of snow in spots. So this is going to be an interesting storm to watch as we track it. Again, late Sunday night, snow begins. It's over Minneapolis and Green Bay through the day on Monday into Monday night. By Tuesday, extending into Chicago as rain, because temperatures will just be too warm, but Green Bay will continue to see some of that snow roll on. But very active weather pattern here setting up to, I guess, in February. We've got 10 days left, Ian. Still plenty of time. I'm Amy Freeze. Welcome to Fox Weather's YouTube page. We have more great videos on the way, so make sure to subscribe to stay updated on all things weather.